Hello everybody and welcome to vrroom.org, the home of online motorsport. You're about to watch round 6 of the eagerly anticipated Cappuccino League here at VR-Room. We are at Capering South for this particular round and run in reverse grid order. Please do catch up on the YouTube channel from rounds 4 and 5. They're the most recently run races on the website. So I'm Dave Higgins, going to take you through this race. If you do enjoy this race, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel up the top and get down to the website vrroom.org and find out what we're all about. Because it's reverse grid order, on pole position here we've got Fredcat, followed by Whiskers, followed by the first of the MM cars, McSheepy. 4th is Dizzy Mine, 5th is GT Shadow, 6th Rayman, 7th VR Race 42, and then the first of the Team Rosso racing cars, VR Badger, following up in 8th. By GHP in 9th, Mad Dog McTaz in the next MM car in 10th, Mr. Green, who's been putting in a stonking performance lately, is in 11th, and JB Player and VR DMH following up at the back in the Team Rosso racing cars. So, just before we go on to the action here, we're going to have a look in the paddock at the actual machine that we are racing. So, here we are, down at Team Rosso, looking at number 21, DMGH's car, the championship leader, or the current championship leader. The cars that we run are Suzuki Cappuccino Race Modified, EA21R, 1995 models. They support 137 brake horsepower at 7,400 revs per minute, and this car was originally produced by Suzuki in 1991, so it's quite an old car, but a very, very good one. Groundbreaking, in fact. It's a front-engined, rear-wheel drive convertible, originally designed with a new unique body, making it completely unique to this particular type of vehicle. It was total redesign, this one, an absolute total redesign. Supports a 5-speed manual gearbox with a lightweight aluminium engine, making weight distribution crucial. It's a 51-49 split, making the car handle like an absolute dream. The suspension is double wishbone front and rear, and the brakes are discs all round, ventilated to disperse the heat at the front. Tyres we run on our Sports Soft. The Cappuccino really is a dream sports car born in the 1990s in Japan. So here we are, back on the grid. We're about to go at Capering South, and all the protagonists are away. Good clean start from Fredcat. Zeus Whiskers following up, trying to go down the inside. Mad Dog McSheepy followed by Driz, followed by Rayman. GT Shadow in 6th, VR Race 42 7th, Mad Dog McTaz is still 8th. The Rosso racing cars are still locked out at the back, but up on the inside we've got Fredcat from Whiskers. So Fredcat seemingly out into the lead after the first corner, but closely under lots of pressure from Whiskers, keen to make a good impression here at VR-Room and score some points. Round the midsection, coming up towards the Fence of Champions, we've got an off in the background. That is, I'm trying to identify, that is Dizzy Mind, I think. I'll just have to check on that one, guys. And oh, we have a big incident. There's been a big incident in the background. The race marshals have, I think, yeah, they brought out yellow flags. So we have a yellow flag on lap 1 off 12 here at Capering. And what you'll see, ladies and gentlemen, is you see all the protagonists slow down. As you can see, they're slowing down and backing up. Now we're going to have to go on board to find out what happened then with the back of the pack. Now I believe there was an incident involving Mr. Green. Mr. Green was involved in it as well. So we'll go on Mr. Green's roof cam. Just have a look and see what happened. So you can see there's quite a lot of cars in front, so it's quite congested. And Mr. Green is having a little poke down the inside of by GHP, and immediately in front of him he's got Mad Dog McTaz sneaking down the inside. A superb move there by JB Player 1, who's gained a lot of positions there. He's up into nearly 9th, maybe 8th position. So very, very forceful start from JB Player 1. Now the car that caused the problem, I think, is the yellow car up ahead. I think it's Dizzy Mind, but I'm going to go on board with him in a moment. And he has been pushed wide there by VR, race 42 I believe. That's caused him to go very, very slow, and he's causing a big backlog. And that's caused Mr. Green to be off, and also that's GT Shadow involved in that incident as well. So that's really bad luck for those guys. No damage has been picked up, I don't think, anyway. But I want to see on board with Dizzy Mind exactly what happened again. So we'll watch the start from Dizzy Mind's point of view. So Dizzy Mind starting in 3rd place here. He's got a bit of a false start penalty there, I think. The car bogged down a little bit. For those of you watching this for the first time, we run at vrroom.org with false start penalties here. So basically what happens is you have to have your foot firmly on the foot brake at the start of a race, and you can't release your foot brake until we have go. And if you do release it slightly early, you get a false start penalty, a little bit like anti-stall in Formula 1 where the car just bogs down. So let's have a look what happened. I think we may see, yeah, we've got a little push wide there by VR Race, has sent him off, and that's just slowed him right down. And then in the background there, you can see the kerfuffle, that's Mr. Green and GT Shadow getting collected. So it was a bit of a backlog there, it was just a bit of a queue really, a concertina effect as we approached the wall of the Fence of Champions. Now, did anyone crucially pick up damage? So Mr. Green, no, he got away without it, and so did GT Shadow. But I can see why we are under yellow flags. That was a very good call by the Marshal, just in case we have damage. I think Dizzy Mind may have picked up damage there. I'm not 100% sure on that. Now, what's going on here? These are really slow moving. Freddy Cat needs to get a wiggle on there, needs to get the car moving a little bit faster than it is. Yeah, there's some horn beeping going off as well. That is a little bit too slow. The rules under yellow flags here at vrroom.org is, excuse me, you want to slow down to about 60 or 70 miles per hour, and at the moment we're doing 29. That's too slow, guys. Yeah, come on, speed up. Freddy Cat must be getting the nod from the Marshal to speed up, and indeed he has. He has sped up now, so we're good. We're up to sort of the 50-mile-an-hour mark. That's a little bit better, because it can be very dangerous if you bunch the cars up too much. We saw at round 3 or 2, I think it was, back on this season, where we had a concertina effect with exactly the same thing happening. DM and a load of other cars there were damaged actually in the train, so we had to have another yellow flag, and then they had to, there was, I think it was about 4 or 5 cars came into the pits to repair themselves. So it's a very important job leading the race under yellow flags, because you become the pace car, you've got to control the pace of everybody else, and if you go too slow it can be very dangerous for the other players. So he sorted that out anyway. We have got somebody coming into the pits, and I think it's Dizzy Mind. I think there was maybe potentially some damage on that car. Or is it Mr. Green? It is Dizzy Mind. Dizzy Mind there getting serviced by the pit crew. As you can see, the other cars just going down the pit straight. Nobody else electing to come in there, so fresh set of tyres, new set of boots on it, and out he goes. Back on board with the leaders. Let's see if Freddy Cat is holding a reasonable speed here. He's cornering at the moment, and he will go slightly faster, I would have thought. Now you'll notice what's happening. If we just clip onto the back of Freddy Cat, onto his car, you can see all the protagonists there weaving, excuse me, weaving side to side. Now, for those of you who may be new to motorsport, wondering why they're doing that, or watching my YouTube channel or this for the first time, what that does basically is that it generates heat in the tyre. It creates friction on the surface of the road, generates heat in the tyre, and heat, as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, will transfer through the rubber and heat the rubber up, and that will give you higher tyre pressures inside the tyres. It will keep the brakes nice and warm. The brakes also help keep the tyre warm as well. So you're really trying to keep some momentum, because if you have cold rubber on a sticky surface or on any kind of surface, you're not going to have the grip when we actually drop the hammer and release. So what the guys are doing is very sensible here. It's just getting the cars prepared for that restart, because if you don't, it could cause an accident either for yourself or you could collect someone else, which nobody really wants to happen. So on board outside with Freddy Cat as he comes down the back straight. Now we have got communication. I've got communication here telling me that the marshals are going to release on the last corner, on the final hairpin for the drag down the straight. So what you'll see, ladies and gentlemen, in a moment is you'll see all the cars and all the field bunching up, or you should do anyway. Here's the rest of the field. The lead cars have got away a little bit. But what they'll do, ladies and gents, is they'll bunch themselves up, get themselves into a train ready for the release. Now there's quite a gap there to VR Race 42 from the leaders, but now he's getting closer. You can see Fred Cat slowing it down very cleverly, slowing it down and still doing a little bit of weaving, but really we should be cutting that out now. The boys need to chill out a little bit with that one. Okay, so we have waved greens, we are go, and Freddy Cat's caught them all napping. Freddy Cat's got an absolutely stonking start. Look at the distance he's got down this straight to the guys behind. A massive gap to Mad Dog McSheepy. So very good restart there from Fred Cat. He's got a big lead. So we're on board with the first of the MM cars, soon to be renamed. I'll keep you posted on the renaming of that team. Drifted very wide though as Mad Dog McSheepy, and that's falling him into the clutches slightly of VR Race 42, and sideways in the background there was Zeus Whiskers, I think. JB Player 1 now is up into 5th in the Rosso Racing car, so he's really going for it here. He wants to win. And as we all know, he's probably one of the fastest cars on track. We'll check the timings later on just to find that out, but he probably is one of the fastest cars on track, I would have thought, being that it's a reverse grid order. Freddy Cat must have had quite a lot of bad luck in the last race, because Freddy Cat actually has got some really decent pace, so it's a bit amusing as to why exactly he is on last. Just a bit of a duff race maybe for him last time. So as they're coming around the top hairpin then, you can see as we go around on board with Zeus Whiskers, you've got the two Team Rosso racing cars battling hard there with Mr. Green in on the mix as well. Dizzy Mind, oh hang on, that's Zeus Whiskers has pulled over. Has he got a bit of a problem? Zeus Whiskers has experienced a bit of a problem there at the moment. It looked like he was struggling to pick up pace because he was up in 4th. Maybe he's had a slight technical difficulty with something, maybe the pedal set or something not quite right in that car. But anyway, he's up to speed now, but he's lost a lot of places down in 12th. So that's a great shame. So we've still got Freddy Cat in the lead. We're on board with VR Race 42. What a good shot. As you see the cars jostling for position to the left and to the right of each other, just trying to tuck in on the slipstream as well, which means you're going to get that little bit of drag from the car in front to increase your top speed, help you get away from the guys behind. So we're on lap 4 off 12 now, going round the top bend, the first corner. It's on camber, that one. You need to do quite a lot of trail braking into there, and it's very easy to drift wide. The tighter line is the quicker line, and you've got to brake earlier than you think if you're going to make it there, guys, in my opinion. Although some guys favour the wider entrance there, and then they sort of do a little cutback manoeuvre and they're able to get the power down, which does give them a little bit of drag down the straight, but it's much of a muchness, to be honest with you. So lap 4 of 12 through the fence of champions. Does everyone make it round cleanly? Yes, they do. This is the closest battling on track, which is for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, with Mad Dog McSheepy, JB Player 1, GHP and Rayman. So Rayman snucked it up to 3rd position briefly, but he's been got back there by Mad Dog McSheepy. So on the back of VR we've got McSheepy getting very, very close, sucked in on the slipstream. This is not a place you want to overtake, so I'll be very surprised if he does it. What I would think is VR Race 42 is going to go defensive to the right hand side of the track as you look at it, but it hasn't. It's left the door wide open. That was very, very risky there, because he could have had a bit of a lunge from McSheepy, who has had a bit of a tap by himself from Rayman behind. So on the outside shot of these cars now, we're on board with McSheepy still. One of the Team Rosso racing cars is very wide there in the background. That might be DM, I'm not sure, but Mr. Green has just overtaken DM on slipstream alone. Whiskers and Dizzy Mind are still way, way down there at the back, unfortunately. JB Player 1 making good progress through the field. He's still in this battle, just behind Rayman. Now Rayman, of course, is proving to be a very, very worthy adversary in this particular league. This month he's doing a very, very good job, and there's, people are mentioning him all the time around the paddock. There's a real buzz about that name. I wonder if he's put himself forward for any particular team. Wouldn't be surprising if he has. I'll try to keep you all abreast of that, see what the crack is with that one. So back on board with Freddy Cat, we have a reasonable lead from Freddy Cat. I'll just go to the live timings to try to tell you what that is. I've set the screen a little bit better today as well, so you guys can have a look. The gap is 2 seconds to VR Race 42, so we've got a 2 seconds, 2.09 seconds, and then 9/10 of a second behind that is Mad Dog McSheepy. So Fred Cat doing a very reasonable job here. The fastest car on track at the moment, as well, is Fred Cat, as you can see, in the 127.1s. So doing a very, very tidy job, racing as he means to go on. If I can't really see anything happening to Fred Cat unless he makes a mistake, in which case VR Race 42 will be on him, but with VR Race 42's current pace he's not going to be catching him. So, we've got Rayman, we've got Race 42 going defensive into the bottom corner now, and Rayman is on the outside, so he's out-dragged him around the outside, but VR, coming down the inside, and Rayman saw that coming, gave him that little bit of room. We're only halfway through the race, but look at that cutback. Rayman planned that, done a lovely cutback on Race 42. Now, crucially, he's got JB Player right up behind him, but Rayman has got the inside line for the next corner, so I think Race 42 is going to lose out on this one, and he has. So very good battling, but there was only ever going to be one winner there, and that was Rayman, due to where he was placing his car at the right time, at the right place at the right time. So 4 abreast nearly as we go around the fence of champions. Will they get round in one piece? And they have. Well played, boys. VR Race 42 was very close to winning it, though. A little bit of dust kicked up. But what a load of squabbling. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's go on the back of Rayman's car and let's just see this from the back. because this is too good to miss. It's a massive, massive sort of concertina effect and chain. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars to look at there. So we're looking at Rayman immediately behind. No, we're on board with Rayman. We're looking at VR Race 42, who might do a sneaky badger down the inside, but will Rayman cover that off into the bottom corner? He is doing, is he not doing? Oh, look at the state of that, and he's done it. What a sneaky little badger. Good move from Race 42. VR Race 42 proving his worth here today in this room. Going immediately defensive though. That move did slow them both down a little bit, so it's fallen them back into the clutches of the Rosso Racing car of JB Player 1. But what an overtake from VR Race. It has been got back, unfortunately, with the slipstream effect, but he's going for it again down the inside. And it's a little bit of a touch there with Rayman, but Rayman this time not giving him an inch. Absolutely superb stuff, that. Absolutely superb stuff. If you could see the smile on my face. That is fantastic. That was great racing. So, on the back of Rayman's car now. Now that's JB. So JB, fortunately for JB, has got up into 3rd place now in this race. Freddy Cat's still out in the lead by himself by quite a long way. I'll give you the margin on that in a moment. But this is all round the fence of champions. You are joking, JB Player 1. Sticking his nose in there. He was just asking for an accident. But again, he's sticking his nose in on the outside shot. And you can see they're going round there together. And JB's done it. So JB now, has he got the pace to catch Freddy Cat? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Could we see some kind of a comeback here? Like a bit like what Mr. Green did to DM at the Autumn Ring, and he's got 7. We're on lap 7 of 12. I wonder if he's actually got the pace to do that as we go on board with the mid-pack. At the back there, actually, we've got McSheepy battling hard against GT Shadow, so we'll just stay on that for a little while. So this is for positions 9 and 10 in the race. Now behind that we've got Zeus Whiskers, Dizzy Mine and Badger. Oh dearie me, Badger back down in last position. Has he picked up damage? Well, no, he hasn't. He must have had an off there. I won't rewind because I didn't notice when that happened, and I could be going back quite a few laps there, which I won't do. But Mad Dog McSheepy is holding off GT Shadow quite nicely as we go down the main straight. Is he going to get a bit of a slipstream behind? Let's just have a look there. You see, these guys are not far off the pack, to be fair. Let's just see what can happen down here. Is he going to poke his nose out? So we've got GT Shadow in the background. We're on board with Mad Dog McSheepy. He's very close, giving him a little rub as they're coming up now towards the section where the Fence of Champions is so called, because everyone's been in it, of course. All the guys or anybody in this site have been in that wall, in that fence at some stage. So named again after the, like I said in the last video, after the Canadian Grand Prix. But they're both making it round there quite neatly and quite nicely. Very, very good job. Now, as JB Player 1 stretched out a bit of a lead, he's pulling away a little bit from Rayman. But Fredcat, again, look at that, superb job out by himself. The current gap is 4.551 seconds with 5 laps to go. I can't see anybody beating him unless he bins it. Now, being in the lead like that is quite difficult. You've got to set your own pace. You've got to, and you see what I mean? He's maybe out driving that car a little bit there, is Freddy Cat. You've got to be very, very careful. You've got to not outdrive yourself, but hold a reasonable pace. If you start pumping in qualifying laps, you're likely to bin it. So you want to just drive slightly within yourself, but not too slow. It's always easy to chase, though. It's always easy to chase. But Freddy Cat, nonetheless, doing a very, very good job there, out there in the lead. Now, meantime, Rayman has got right back up there with JB. And Mad Dog McTaz in the MM car doing a sneaky little badger on the inside. So in the meantime, talking about Badger, he's actually got Dizzy Mind. He's up into 12th now, but he'll be very lucky to get up into 10th, I would have thought, with this amount of laps left, because we only have got 3 laps left here at this particular race. Who's got the current fastest lap, I wonder? It's a 1:26.378. VR Badger is on fire. He's obviously very upset and rattled in his helmet there. But fastest lap to VR Badger in Team Rosso Racing in P12. So he's obviously ruined the day that he made that mistake, whatever it was, or incident, and he wants to get back, and he may well, with that kind of pace, I would potentially think he could maybe get up to 10th and score a point here this evening, which would be absolutely fantastic for Rosso Racing and for Badger, seeing as he puts in some really strong performances with the recent season, the recent racing. So I just had a quick slurp of my tea then, because my throat's going a little bit dry. So round the bottom corner then, this is the main action. We've got JB Player from Mad Dog from Rayman for first, second, third and fourth. JB has pulled out a little gap. Now can you see how JB's gone to the inside of the circuit there? Now people might be wondering at home why he's doing that, and the other guys are following. The reason he's doing that is he's trying to break any potential slipstream from the car behind. Oh, and we've got DM. Is that DM planting one on Mr. Green? Let me try and get on board with that one. And DM has just taken Mr. Green. But I was snoozing there. So DM coming through strong of the field. It's taking him a little while here. DM, the winner of the last race, of course, but he's managed to nail Mr. Green, so he's up into 5th now from flat last. So a reasonably good race from DM and Mr. Green, to be fair. Now, can DM do anything about Rayman? Can he catch Rayman in front? I wonder what the difference is in time between those two cars. So Rayman is 5.4 DM, so DM is 1.2 seconds behind. So that's catchable, that's doable, to be fair. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And he is just right up behind Rayman now, because Rayman's obviously battling with, we'll go on board with Rayman, he's battling there with McSheepy, which is slowing him down. So there's McSheepy in the forefront of your picture, Rayman's in the green Cappuccino, and then DM in the background, getting a double slipstream now to the heavy braking point at the first corner. Now, many an accident going down to this first corner has been had. If you clip the grass at all, you're straight off and in the barrier at the bottom, and there's no runoff area, you may have noticed, on this particular circuit. DM sneaking his little nose in, Rayman going a bit wide, and DM's going for the cutback, so DM is alongside Rayman. Not Rayman, yes, Rayman. DM is alongside Rayman, just tucking in again for the slipstream. Can you see the guys again tucking to the inside of the circuit off the racing line? That will dirty the tyres slightly, but they're just trying to break each other's slipstream. Now, you may think that's weaving, ladies and gentlemen. That's not. That's one little defensive move and then one move back over to the racing line. Because, of course, the rules here at VR Room are very, very strict. Weaving is not allowed because it's dangerous and it impedes other people. And it ruins races as well. Otherwise, everyone would just be weaving left, right and centre. So you're allowed to make one defensive move and then a slight move back onto the racing line, just like in the real world of motorsport. Oh, blimey, that was so close. Rayman that held that very, very well. JB Player 1 and DM is alongside towards Offensive Champions. It's side-by-side stuff. You are joking me. They're not going to go around there 2x2. DM, I didn't think he'd do that. DM knows how dangerous that section of road is. DM backed off and allowed that to happen. He's living to fight another day with this one. He's got one more lap, 1.5 more laps to try to do something about Rayman. But in the meantime, Mr. Green is all over the back. Mr. Green's not giving him an inch. So we're on board on the roof cam with Mr. Green, and ahead we've got VRDM, Rayman, McTaz and JB Player 1. So you're looking right at the top of your screen at the second place man. There is no way anybody is going to catch Fredcat at the moment. Fredcat has got a massive, massive lead. His lead is nearly 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So an outstandingly good drive here by Fredcat. But then again, he's not been battling, and if you're not battling, you can just pump in those fast laps without anybody impeding you. Now, meantime, up at the front, I've got to get on this, guys. JB Player 1 is under attack from Mad Dog McTaz in the MM car. He's on the outside, so JB's got the defensive line. DM going defensive from Mr. Green in the background, so I'll click back to that in a moment. So that corner's been won by Team Rosso, and that corner's been won by Team Rosso through DM. But again, Mr. Green very, very close, not giving an inch to DM. So this could be, anyone could get second and anyone could get fourth here. So I'm going to go on board actually with DM and Mad Dog as they cut, not DM, this is JB Player 1 and Mad Dog. JB going defensive into the Offensive Champion section. You have to brake very, very early there, it's very deceptive. All the guys getting around there very well. DM has snuck past in the background, so he's back up into fourth again with the inside line for this corner. So he'll be trying to hunt down on this last lap Mad Dog McTaz, but I can't see that happening, to be honest with you. JB taking the wider angle down here, trying to get maybe a bit of a pull into the corner, trying to get that a bit of extra traction. Very close. So Fredcat is nearly round to the start-finish straight. So Fredcat is going to win the race. It's going to be a magnificent second victory, I believe, from Fredcat here in this particular league. So JB going defensive. So Fredcat is winning the race. Fantastic, superb victory. Well played. Mad Dog McTaz is going to get second from JB Player. A bit of horn beeping. I think he's happy about that. And DM has got himself into fourth place from Rayman. We've got following up there. We've got Race 42 crossing the line from Magnum McSheepy and GT Shadow by GHP, and Badger just unable, unfortunately. Oh, it looks like Badger's crashed it. Yeah, trying too hard, but he was pumping in some amazingly fast laps, so very, very disappointing for Badger. Zeus Whiskers and Dizzy Mind following up at the back. So what a fantastic race to commentate on that, ladies and gentlemen. Rounds 7, 8 and 9 will be run tomorrow, which is the 18th of August 2013. They will be live at VR Room. from 8 to 10 o'clock, with qualifying starting at about 10 past 8. So I'm greatly looking forward to that. So very well played, very good victory for Fred Cat. Excellent second place for Mad Dog McTaz, and Team Rosso in third on the podium. So very, very well played, boys. So it's time to have a look, see where that leaves us with the league tables and the standings going into round 7. So here's the VR League table, and heading the tables after 6 rounds of 12, we have DMJH and Team Rosso Racing with 75 points, 51 points from Fred Cat after that magnificent victory, 48 from Badger holding a good third, and McTaz in the first of the M cars with 37 points. JB Player 1 following up in 5th, 6th is Rayman, 7th Mr Green, GHB doing a good job with 21 points there, GT Shadow and Dizzy in 9th and 10th respectively. 11th is Whiskers, 12th is Jezza, McSheepy in the last of the NM cars is 13th, and last but not least, the 14th place is VR Raced 42, or Raced CD should I say, with 10 points. I've been Dave Higgins, thank you very much for watching this race. I'll be back with round 7 as soon as I can. Please do tune in, and if you like it, please subscribe to the top of the at the top of your screen. See you all soon.